Yeah. Whew. Well, we look a little crooked there, don't we? Alright. Let's see if we can't get on solid ground here. That should work a little bit. Alright. Go ahead and get this. How's everyone doing out there? And Twitch land? Okay. All right. Come on, man. Now we're about ready. And let's get moving here. What show? What show are you coming to see? See if I can guess before you answer. Del Funky Homo Sapien. Roots, Redman, Meth Man. My wife is cooler than. Well, someone's got to fucking work, man. That's what I've been doing all day. Jeez. And she is cooler than me. Not that you need to rub that in my face, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I hope you're ready to actually work tonight now, because you're getting it. All right, for everyone tuning in, I am Pitbull Pilates, aka Jeremy, aka the guy with a cool wife. So tonight, we're going to keep it fairly simple, but we're also going to introduce some new fun equipment. That said equipment being push-up device. Now we're not going to use those right away. However, when we do use them, if you don't have those at home, if you don't have parallettes at home, you can also use 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have 2 yoga blocks, you can use 2 chairs. Those should work as well. We're going to play around a little bit with those for push-ups and other things. But what we're going to start off with, we're just going to do a small little warm-up. And then, speaking of my wife, apparently I need to get resized. we're gonna do some mat work as well. So we're gonna do some push-ups, some swings, and you know, if you want to follow along at home, you're more than welcome to do that. If you don't, I get that too. But I'm going to be using a 60-pound kettlebell or a 28-kilogram kettlebell, I believe. And we're going to do two main things. It'll take 20 minutes. We're going to go through, we're going to do 10 swings every minute, or every other minute, then 15 push-ups. All right, so let's just do a few deadlifts here to get everything warmed up. Oh, man. So, did my wife buy the tickets yet? Rachel, did you buy the tickets yet? Radio silence on her part, I see. Well, good. Good. I was just thinking about that Force tour that we went to. That was amazing. My goal is to look like LL Cool J when I'm his age. Oh, speaking of which, tonight, as silly as this might sound, I'm going to show you a 6-week body transformation that we're going to do in the next 20 minutes, right? So you're going to see anywhere on social media, you can see these pictures of people standing, and then they turn to the side, and then the next thing you know, they've done this amazing workout program, and they've completely transformed their body, right? So I'm going to show you how you can do that right now. So I'm going to take my shirt off. This is going to be the before picture. You just stand here like this, right? This is the before. There we go. All right. Now, we're going to do this workout, and you're going to see how we change all of that. Apparently, I don't even know how to put a shirt on. But, here we go. Let's go ahead and get ready for these swings. All right. On your mark. Get set. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. We got about 20 or 40 seconds till we start those push-ups. After we go through all this, we do some of the push-up device. I'm going to be doing some mat work at the end, kind of help stretch everything out. All right, 10 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Well, the other thing is, some shit has gone down in the fantasy football world, or fantasy basketball world on my end. So, it's really fun watching people be petty. All right, 15 seconds. Bust out 10 more swings. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you following along at home? If so, how you doing? You coming along well? You enjoying it? Are you hating it? Could be both. Could be an evil thing to do on a Monday evening. Or a fun thing to do. It's up to you. I don't know. All right, 15 seconds here. It's a little more tiring when we take out that third element. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 6, 7, 9, 10. Yeah, you show those shoulders and pecs to his boss. They don't want to feel better. They want to burn and scream. Now, just kidding. Do the best you can. Saw a really great quote the other day. I posted on Blue Sky. No pain, no gain is the best way to ruin a perfectly good joint. And it's true. I'm glad we have started to really move away from that mentality, One more. I want you to be fit. I don't want you to be in pain. 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anyone do anything exciting over the weekend? We can talk about it in a second if you want. Scrape the shit on my knee. It's always fun to do. Whew. All right. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right. The other reason why I'm not having squats into this tonight is that I will be riding my bike home. And it's cold. And I want to be able to get home as quickly as I can and not struggle. I mean, I'll probably struggle a little bit, but it is what it is. 10 seconds here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, whew, whew. Well, I may not be allowed to complain about cold air, but I'll do it whenever the fuck I want, because it's my channel. Boom. Just kidding. I know, we're in LA. We don't get to complain about cold, but you know, when you gotta put gloves on, it's cold out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, push. 8, 9, 10. Besides, if people in LA didn't have weather to complain about, what would we talk about? Just kidding. No, we never talk about the weather. So I always talk about driving routes. Like I'm interested to know how Waze told you to get to the fucking studio. I don't care. No one cares. But there's nothing else to talk about. There's no small talk. So, we talk about traffic as opposed to weather. Alright, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, swing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh man. What else? What else happened over the weekend? Heard they found the possible United Healthcare gunman. That was an interesting story. I just hope when I die, people will say things like, yeah. You know? Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 6, 8, 10. But who knows? You know, I don't mean to sound insensitive, but I know there were not a lot of people sad about it, which again, not good or bad, but it is what it is. So we're halfway through. That's nice. We're about done here. 10 seconds left and do this. More swings. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, also, I don't know if I said this on Friday or not, but we have completely rebranded. We are now Breakthrough Pilates in West Hollywood, California. The owner decided to take his name off the building, make it much more of a universal name. So when people come in, they don't feel like they don't need to book with him. They can if they want to, obviously, but. All right, we got push-ups in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. But with Breakthrough Pilates, we'll also be offering Zoom lessons as well. So if you're having to be at home and you want to join a group reformer or a mat or a Cadillac or a one-chair class, you'll be more than willing or be more than able to do that. I'll get these words out. Now, Wednesday, Probably do a little bit more one to chair. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right, it's good. That's getting easier. That's what we want, right? So the next time I do these, it might be with 40 kilogram kettlebell. Might not, we'll see, right? But I'm not panting as I'm talking to you. I'm not dying to catch my breath, right? We don't want any of that. So there's a pretty good indication of when you could probably take it up another weight. You're still gonna sweat no matter what, so. And 3, 2, 1, push. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh man, this feels good. I've been doing a whole bunch of continuing education stuff over the weekend. Doing a lot of sitting, which, you know, most Pilates instructors don't like to do that kind of thing because that's not why we became Pilates instructors and personal trainers. So, you know, here I am, trying to move, trying to ignore my old man knees. It's like crinkled cellophane sometimes. People still use cellophane anymore? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I think that's the important question. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was rough. Not really. It was good. Are you following along? Are you doing well? Are you doing poorly? It doesn't matter as long as you try. And the cool thing is, we're almost done. Well, with this part anyway. I got sweat in my eyes. And 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's what I like to hear. Just doing 1 out of 2 is perfect. You know, the other part with this too, and I don't really talk about this too much. So far, pretty much every workout we've done, except for with the exception of Friday, there's a 30-minute weight training session, about 30 minutes of Pilates. And that's so that people can go back and look this stuff up and say, hey, I want to get this in real quick. I've got 30 minutes, I can do 1 section. And 2, 1, swing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, I know people out there very much like myself who work all day. I've been teaching since 7:45 this morning. Just got done with my last client before being here. So to an extent, this is my time to work out, right? This is the only time throughout this whole day I've had to do this. So when people say, I just don't have time to work out, I believe that. right? It's really easy to make it a priority after you've made it a priority. 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. And what I mean by that is, it's really easy to talk about, well, I gotta get my workout in, it's one of my priorities, after you have an established schedule of when you go and work out. Because for the most part, some of my clients included, finding that time between work and family isn't always there. And squeezing that time in for yourself when you know other people are relying on you seems incredibly fucking selfish. But the thing to remember is that if you're not taking care of yourself, when those people need you, you're not going to be able to take care of them either. So this is how, in 3, 2, 1, the last set of swings. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is how, when it comes down to it, I'm making sure to take care of myself. And I hope all you lovely people have decided to come along for that journey. Because it can be hard. Finding a workout partner at 7 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday is fucking hard to do. That's why you haven't seen me in here with anybody else yet. Everyone's tired. They want to go home. They want to be showering. But sometimes we don't have that option. All right. Last set of push-ups here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, push up. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now I told you, after I made you look at me without a shirt on, you're welcome, by the way, that I would then show you that 6-month body transformation. What do you think? Would you say I've worked out for the past 6 months? Oh no, wait, sorry. Camera's still on. Because that's the fucking difference. Camera on, camera on, camera off, camera on. Yeah, we gotta flex when we walk. That's how it works, that's how it happens. So, don't buy this gimmick. Don't buy anything on social media. Hell, if you just take this pill, if you just cleanse your liver, have this anti-bloat drink, it's all bullshit. Just fucking exercise and get stronger. You can't find a strongman from the early 1900s with a fucking six-pack. But you can see them doing a bent press with 300 pounds on it. That's what matters. That's what you want. You want the strength. Who cares how you look? And I'm also very well aware that's a lot easier for a man to say than it is for any woman. Because ultimately, I'm not going to be judged on that shit nearly as harsh as any female in my life would be. But that is another conversation for another day. So, back to the push-up device. Now I know it seems kind of silly to start talking about this device after we've done 100 push-ups. However, in the Pilates studio, we tend to use this for a lot of different things, right? Now, obviously, if you can't do a push-up from the ground, but you're close, this is exactly where we're gonna put you, right? Because I think the other important thing is, you need to find success in this room, right? So if you can't find success doing a push-up on the floor, hopefully you can do a push-up on the push-up device. Now, as I said earlier, if you have 2 yoga blocks, as you can see here, when they're stacked like this, they are pretty similar in height. Now, that's also going to be harder to balance. So for any of this stuff, if you want to put it down, it'll be lower to the ground. Might be a little harder to do, but you can still do all of this stuff, all right? Now the rule of the push-up device, this isn't a fast or hard rule that I know of because no one has said this to me. However, for myself, I like to separate these like I would separate the distance in parallel bars when I was doing gymnastics. So I find for the most part what's best is you kind of take your hand and go from elbow to fingertip. So now I should be able to get in between these fairly well without bumping it on my hips. But most of the stuff I'm going to turn to the side just so you can kind of get more of a side profile view of it. These things are, well, as you know, when a Pilates instructor says something's fun, it isn't. However, sorry, I was getting, there's text messages between my neighbors and my wife right now, just being nosy. Anyway, these get used quite often by people in the Pilates studio that cannot do a push-up. So please don't let that deter you from trying this stuff either. I could go off on that for a while, but I won't. But I will say, everyone loves to talk about how they do Joe's work. I do Pilates the way Joseph Pilates intended. And if you ever hear someone say that, you need to look at them and say, that's amazing. Can you please show me your push-up? Because in his mat repertoire, it is the last exercise that you do. So if they say, I do that, and then they cannot do that, find someone else. Anyway, get off that soapbox now. All right, so one of the things we can do here are dips. Now a lot of times you see people do dips, and this is a great place to begin doing dips. You'll see people come in like this. Well, fortunately, my best friend Josh, who's happy to be on here, one of the smartest people I know. So he can tell you, if you wanted to, certainly don't feel like you need to do this, why, on a structural level, this is not going to be as good as something as this, right? I want my elbow to stay above my wrist. I don't want my elbow to go behind my wrist. Maybe if I'm doing a different exercise, but not this one. So as you can see, as I'm here, I'm actually going to kind of bend my knees so that I can get a little bit more room because this floor doesn't slide. If this floor were to slide, I would be sliding back and forth. But we do dips. Fairly easy, right? Now, if we wanted to do a full body dip with this, I could very easily put this on chairs if I had those chairs, but I don't, so it's not so easy. But here, one of the things I do love to have my clients do on this is actually hold a plank position, right? And why I have my clients start on here, I can do one of two different things. One, a neutral grip position like so is a lot easier for a lot of people. Number two, if you were here a few weeks ago when we were doing the reformer, and I was talking about pressing and activating the median nerve and the ulnar nerve, and pressing into those two pressure points in your hand. If I have a client that doesn't have the strongest wrist yet, this is a great spot for them to go. And I just want to show you, I won't actually have him do a grip with the opposable thumb. I'll generally have it more so they can press into there. So it's a lot easier for them to actually activate and hit those nerves. So as we're in here in this plank position, I can just press as hard as I want into the grip here, and now my arm is much more involved, right? Once I get my arm involved, I can very easily get the posterior chain of my body more involved. And if you can see and hear me shaking, it's because everything in my body is squeezing like crazy. That's when you have an effective plank. This is not an effective plank. I could hang out here all day. So I think you can see the difference between this plank, and this plank. Ooh, thank you very much, Josh, for that amazing answer. Straight paths are easiest for reducing stress issues. Curves work, but need to be formed solidly. I'm not old. You're mechanically better from a physics standpoint and isolating the load, but you know what's the point of your exercise. My man, thank you very much. So from there, as we do all this, obviously, I'm gonna push up here. That's exactly where I want those shoulders and wrists to be. So if I want my elbows to be above my wrist there, I want it to be above my wrist here. Which then, you can add some combination to your movement. And yes, that will be a lot harder on a yoga block, but you work with what you got. And obviously I'm getting my abs in there a little bit more because I'm bringing those knees to my chest to get through in each direction. So that's just one thing we can do with this. The other thing that I really like to do with people on here are single arm planks. And again, I'm not going to do that unless they can do a full push-up on the ground, right? So if you ever think about working with me and you're like, I can't even do a full push-up, but we're not going to do this yet. That's okay. But the idea of getting in this position, you can go as wide with your feet as you want and picking one hand up. Now, this side is working like absolute madness. And as I'm over here, we'll just move this over a little bit. As you can see, my weight shifts slightly. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm absolutely working like crazy to not move. And my right foot wants to come up. I'm not going to do that right now. But that hits the internal and external obliques like crazy. So actually I lied. I will do this with a client. I do this with a client. She actually does this on the ground because she needs abdominal work. However, she also has severe osteoporosis in her lumbar spine, which we've actually gotten back from severe osteoporosis to osteopenia, which is fantastic work. It took time and it took exercise, but we got her there. But if you have osteoporosis, I almost said osteoarthritis, if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, one of the things your doctor will tell you, and you should listen to this, is that you do not really rotate. And you don't really go into a lot of flexion. That is more of a caution or precaution to make sure that their clients, their patients aren't getting hurt. So if your doctor says you should move into flexion to strengthen your abs, do not listen to your personal trainer that says you should. They aren't a fucking doctor. I'll tell you more about that later. However, yes, exactly. So, as we're here, try this on your own. Get on the ground. If you're hanging out, if you're watching, if you've been playing video games for hours, do this for a second. Because if you're like me, and you sit in that video game chair and you're here, you're just sitting and just sitting and just sitting. And going into a plank position, whether it's here, drive the shoulder blades on your back, or even just picking up one hand, so you force the oblique on the opposite side, or on that hand side, to work a little bit harder, you are going to get serious abdominal work without feeling like you got to do crunches or other things you might see us do in the Pilates studio. With clients that have osteoporosis, there is not a lot of mat work that I do. One client, well, that's a different story as well. There's always exceptions to the rule. Sometimes you have clients that are exceptions to clients. But now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. So if you are following along at home and you happen to know that you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, maybe don't necessarily do some of this. If you do some of this stuff that we're about to do on the mat, that is entirely your risk. I claim no responsibility for that whatsoever. And I will be doing some advanced work here. You can follow along if you want. So, drink. Speaking of which, I'm thirsty. You guys thirsty? Fucking thirsty. So, drink. I think I'm going to turn that into a shirt. So, drink. Alright. Well, before we get going here, are there any exercises that you all want to make sure we go over in here? Not necessarily tonight, but at some point. Feel free to type in your answers. We'll get back to it. But we're going to take a minute and just talk about the Pilates 100 that we're going to start with. We talked before a little bit about how you want to engage your abdominals, whether you're doing the difference between weight training and in Pilates, right? Now, the one similar thing between both, or movements that you'll really see, is the Pilates 100. In the weight training world, we tend to call it a hollow hold. So when you do exercises in a hollow hold, I'm just going to grab a 10-pound weight just to kind of give you that example. There are times where you will do an exercise with a weight here, doing an arm press. Now, I am doing more of a diaphragmatic breathing. It's where I'm not pressing my abdominals out. I'm doing a 360 and I'm keeping it a little bit more engaged so I can't actually move or go anywhere, right? And part of that is because now I have load, right? However, the Pilates 100, I want to hit the transverse abdominis. And I'm not adding any extra weight or any extra load. So for Pilates, again, because we want to move, we want the core engaged, as opposed to pressing out, I am actually pulling in. And I'm trying to really stabilize with just the transverse abdominis. Now, if you're watching, you're like, you're not picking your legs up to do the transverse abdominis. Correct. That's where your hip flexors come in. You cannot turn those things off when you lift your legs. And again, if anyone tells you that, they're wrong. So as we're here, I'm going to stabilize by pulling the abdominals in and up, and I'm trying to elongate and get my toes as far away from the crown of my head as possible. So as you might see, this is more here as opposed to out, it's in. And I'm creating that distance between my ribs and my hips. And I'm going to pump for the 100. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 4, 5. 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8. 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9. 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 10. 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Whew. My toe decided I was going to try to take over and do the work. So if you saw me look at my foot really weird, it's because I got a weird cramp. You know, happens when you get old. You know, you get old too when people around you start saying things like, you know what you really need? You need to start taking more magnesium. Heels together, toes apart. Let's do the roll up. Inhale, bring those arms up to the ceiling. Bring your chin to your chest and peel yourself up one vertebra at a time. Exhale into that stretch. And back down. And number 2. And down. Number 3. Number 4. Stretch. One more, number 5. And down. Whew. That's probably one of my favorites actually, which I think mainly because 3. I always get a fantastic stretch in my lower back and hamstrings. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to stretch that out. There's not a lot of ways that I can find to easily stretch that part of my body except just that exercise. And I know it sounds silly. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And from here, we're going to do rolling like a ball. Oh. Oh. All right. Bring those knees in. Find that balance. And inhale, roll back. And up. And number 2. Number 3. Ooh, number 4. Now you might see a lot of people do this with their legs and they go back and then they'll slam down. Don't do that. That sucks. That hurts your lower back. Number 7. I don't know. 8. Number 9. Number 10. Now it's really weird being in here at night because it's just really quiet, which is not normal to this side of town. It's not normal in the studio, but there's just not a lot of noise, and I don't really have a spot in my life where I don't have a lot of noise, whether that's working, whether that's riding a bike around Los Angeles, whether that is shit going on at home. So it's almost jarring to be in such a silent space. I thoroughly enjoy it, to be honest with you, but I generally have a 6 or an 8-year-old run around doing their thing, which I don't know if you have kids or not, but 6-year-old boys have no concept of an inside voice. And this is a whisper, because this is how they whisper. So I'm not used to it being quiet at all. So if you see me looking around, I'm like, something should be happening. That's just my own issues of being in a quiet spot. So here we go. Pull and switch. This is a single leg stretch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo. All right. Again. This foot likes to take over. And part of that, I have a weird cyst right in my arch. And, I'm going to try to roll on that, see if I can't work some of that out. But, you know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. Bodies are weird, man. Body does weird shit when you get older, so I gotta take care of it now. Now, I used to smoke and drink like a champ, I can still drink like a champ. But, you know, you gotta deal with the shit sometime. And, I lived a very busy life before. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. All right, arms up, legs out, and back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, right leg to the ceiling. Stretch that leg out, and switch. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bend your hands behind your head, legs down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Whew. All right, crisscross. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Oh man. This next one is called spine stretch forward. So we're going to have those legs out nice and long. I'm going to flex my feet on this one because for me, if I point my toes, I tend to put things in my quad and my feet. So I like to flex so that I kind of turn those off a little bit. With the arms long, inhale, sit tall. Exhale forward into the stretch. Inhale, roll up and relax. Number 2. And stretch. And up. Number 3. Now, one of the things that I have my clients ask is what can they do at home to decompress their spine? So, I don't know if you tuned in on Friday night or not, but as you were here, I showed you how I hang from the Cadillac from the mufflers. Well, that's amazing traction and decompression of the spine. So when I get done with all this, I'm going to show you how you can do that at home a little bit. It may not feel quite as nice, but it should work fairly well. Now, you can probably, no, never mind. I'm going to keep that one to myself. Number 2. It's called open leg rocker. 3. Now you see pictures of Joe doing this. He gets his feet all the way to the floor. Like that. He bends his elbows here. Up. Now I only know that from his book, Return to Life. I don't have any other knowledge on that. But according to that picture, that's what he does here. But I've been told numerous times, don't do that. So, but like I said, I really like it on my lower back. There we go. Excellent. All right. I'm going to bring these legs down when you saw. So, feet are a little more than hip width apart, as wide as you really can go. And sit tall. We want to rotate first, and then come down into that stretch. And you're going to come up, we're going to twist, and we're going to do that. Number 2. One more on each side. Number 3. And now, one of my favorites, cobra stretches. Now, I should let all of you know, honestly, cobra stretch is not a Pilates exercise. The Pilates exercise is swan, or swan dive. And I am not a fan of that exercise. I'll just tell you that right now. Big reason being that if you're a guy, you're going to smash your balls. And if you're a woman, you're going to smash your boobs. Like, it's not comfortable for anyone. It is not a good time. I am somewhat proud that I can do it, but I'll show it to you just so you can see it. I'm going to start here and kind of come up and prep for a go stretch, and then I'm going to shoot my arms out and lift my legs up so that I rock here. That's what I'm going to do. It's fantastic. It really works all the muscles in your back. It is great for that. But man, does it suck if you land incorrectly. So I'm just going to do 2 more cobra stretches. That's enough of that. And 1 more. All right. Then we're going to roll over on our back and do neck pull. If any of you out there want to try swan dive, go right ahead. You let me know how that's working out for you. And I'll let you take it from there. And roll up, exhale down, come up tall. Two more here. 4. 5. Whew. All right. What in the world is this? Some crazy shit going on over there. All right. All right. Oh, man. So, how you guys doing out there? Everyone alive? Still awake? Hanging out? Enjoying it? Well, so far we've done the side kick series the same way. And we're going to change that up a little bit tonight. And we're going to change it up in probably the worst way we can do that. Because that's what I like to do, apparently. But if you ever look at his book, Return to Life, Joe does this exercise on his side, the side kicks, and then he does the kneeling side kick. So I'm going to show you the kneeling side kick variation. And in his book, he only does the kicks. All right? We're going to add a little bit more to it than that. But as I get set up here, I want to think about a straight line from my hand, straight to my knee, straight to my other foot. All right? That helps us align everything up here. I don't want to be in this weird kind of position. All right? I want everything lined up where it should be. So I'm going to bring this hand down, bring this hand behind my head. I'm going to lift this foot, hip hip, and inhale forward and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is enough of that. Whew. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Well, how's everyone doing there? It was kind of a lonely night, just us hanging out. It's been kind of nice though. I'm tired, but you know, I'm doing all right. So Wednesday, as I said, probably do a little bit more when the chair. Who knows? Play around with some of this stuff, you know. But yeah, I always kind of like how my hair gets after I do a fun, crazy workout. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's been fuck, it's been a hell of a week for a lot of people I know. I don't know, just crazy end of the year for friends, family, neighbors. So I'm gonna go home and have a drink and grab some food and go to bed. So, with that being said, I'll see all you crazy kids on, what is it, Wednesday. And yeah. Does my nose look bigger from this side or this side? What do you think? Here? Here? I think it's this side. But, you know, all I know is my nose is sexy as fuck. Alright.